So the internet kind of freaks out every time I do Alexandra St. Mleux makeup. Like, these videos are slinging millions of views. Alexandra, the woman you are. I've been told by quite a few people that I do it the most accurate they've seen. So I'm gonna walk you through exactly how I do my version of it. Her base is always even and glowy. I take a bit of the Armani Luminous Silk Foundation on the back of my hand and put a couple drops of milky essence into it. Then I just do an even layer on my face. And these are not the exact products Alex uses. We're just focusing on shapes and detail. Now that we have a glowy base, we're gonna bronze. The placement of her bronze is very traditional. I'm just keeping it back and working it up to my temples. And then of course taking it to the forehead. I'm not going crazy because in a couple of steps we're gonna set this with a powder bronzer. We're doing concealer before blush. We're keeping the placement very traditional once again. I'm also covering up some redness because Alexandra don't have any imperfections. I'm blending, staying really close to the under eye, and I'm also gonna take the excess and cover my eyelids. I have quite veiny eyelids, so before we set that down, we're gonna do blush. I noticed she always goes for a very rosy blush. The placement of her blush is what carries her entire look. So we're gonna pat the blush on the apples of our cheeks and bring it back. If you own any of the Rhode blushes, I would just use that. Because of her partnership with Rhode, I'm sure that's what she uses. Alex also put some on her nose. Now we can set. I'm setting with Kosa's Cloud Set. I'm just setting everywhere I crease. For eyebrows, I just do them as usual. From what I've seen, she doesn't do much to her brows anyway. I'm skipping back over to bronzer, just adding a bit of powder bronzer to my forehead. Her eyes are also really simple, so we're gonna take some powder bronzer and just add some dimension to the crease. Now, eyeliner is the second most important step. Normally, to do my eyeliner, I would bring my line kind of up like that. But to mimic her eyeliner shape, I'm gonna bring my wing out. I do it with eyeshadow first in case I mess up, but you see how it's so subtle and it's kind of extending the roundness of my eye. I'm just gonna reinforce the line we did with a chocolate brown eyeliner. For mascara, I'm using my favorite one at the moment, which is Makeup by Mario's Master Mascara. And I'm really putting emphasis on the middle section of my lashes. It helps with the doe eye effect. And now for our last step, I've noticed she's been wearing a rosy lip liner. So I'm just taking my Anastasia Beverly Hills one in Rosewood. I feel like it's super similar to a shade I saw her wearing. And then for shine, I'm just gonna dot on a bit of clear gloss, but she would use a Rhode Peptide lip treatment, and that's what I do to get a look that's very reminiscent of Alexandra. Let me know what you guys think.